Season's very uncertain for the entire league in general, but you're a free agent for the first time. Have you thought about what free agency might look like for you if you'd like to be back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a restricted free agent, so I think that changes things a little bit. But I've loved my years here in Indiana. So obviously, with a lot of uncertainty, you don't know what's to come. But I've built a life here, and I love this franchise. I love the people. I love the fans. So we'll see what comes.
Elliot?
The Indiana Fever was supposed to be Caitlin Clark's team, the beginning of a new dynasty built to dominate the league for a decade. But that dream just took a massive, unexpected hit because her closest ally, the one player who always had her back through the chaos, just walked out the door for good. Lexie Hull has all but announced she's leaving the team, and the carefully built facade in Indiana is beginning to violently crumble. This isn't just a simple roster change, it's a silent betrayal that exposes the deep-seated rot brewing behind the scenes. So what really happened to drive her away, and how will Caitlin Clark possibly survive now that she's been left all alone?
Lexie Natasha tweeted and was just saying a bunch about pride and how proud she was of this team. Have you kind of had similar emotions the last couple days, and how do you balance that with a very painful ending to the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think like following the game, it's so disappointing to lose. And most seasons end on a loss, so it's really hard and challenging. But I think when you sit back and think about our year and everything that we were able to accomplish with the circumstances that we were faced with,
Lexie Hull was never the player you saw in the highlight reels or leading the post-game press conferences. She wasn't dropping 30 points or hitting dramatic last-second buzzer beaters. Instead, she was the one diving for loose balls on the hardwood, taking painful charges from players twice her size, and relentlessly guarding the other team's best player while everyone else's attention was laser-focused on Caitlin. Hull was the secret engine room of the Fever, the pure grit and hustle that single-handedly kept the team from completely falling apart on numerous occasions. She was the player who did all the thankless, dirty work that wins games but never gets you a headline, and her quiet, unwavering toughness was one of the only consistent things in a season defined by utter madness.
Very uncertain for the entire league in general, but you're a free agent for the first time. Have you thought about what free agency might look like for you if you'd like to be back?
yeah, I mean, I'm a restricted free agent, so I think that changes things a little bit. But I've loved my years here in Indiana. So obviously, with a lot of uncertainty, you don't know what's to come. But I've built a life here, and I love this franchise. I love the people. I love the fans. So we'll see what comes.
Elliot?
Let's be brutally honest, the Fever season was an absolute train wreck from start to finish. Between a string of demoralizing injuries, a head coach who seemed to be shuffling lineups every single night based a whim, and the suffocating media circus surrounding Caitlin Clark, the locker room was a ticking time bomb. Hull was one of the precious few who handled it all with pure, unshakable professionalism. Whether she was in the starting five, coming off the bench as the sixth woman, or being asked to play a position she had no business playing, she never complained. She just showed up and fought tooth and nail, but that constant grinding instability wears you down, and it was becoming painfully clear that something was about to break.
It's better. I'm excited to sit down and not do anything for a little bit. Yeah.
For you, what was this season like in terms of the different iterations and the different versions of yourself that you had to play, different roles, shooting, defense, diving, all those different things?
Yeah, I mean, the year, I feel like my role changed throughout the course of the year. I think continuing to just show up as my best self, regardless of starting or not, or playing more on the ball defensively or off, whatever the night looked like, I feel like my ability to adapt grew throughout the year, and that's something that I think I can continue to work on my game, is being flexible and being able to really just do whatever the team needs. And this year, I think everyone on our team was challenged in a way.
When Lexie gave her final end-of-season interview, you didn't need to be an expert to understand exactly what she was telegraphing. When a professional athlete keeps repeating hollow words like uncertainty and we'll just have to see what happens, it's the universal code for my bags are already packed and the moving truck is on its way. She dutifully praised the fans and the city of Indiana, but the one thing she conspicuously never said was that she loved the direction of the franchise or believed in its future. That calculated silence was deafening. Her talk of building a life in Indiana wasn't a promise to stay. It was a carefully worded, politically correct goodbye delivered by a player smart enough not to burn the bridge on her way out the door.
Moving forward, just every single thing we faced, I think is something that we won't forget. Like the injuries, the playing through people that playing with groups that we are just haven't even practiced with for the first time in games. Like we were faced with so much uncertainty. So I think there isn't like one pinpoint game where I'm like, I'll remember that game. It's almost just.
But this is where the story takes a sharp turn and gets even more fascinating. Lexie isn't just going home to rest and recover. She's making a calculated power move by joining Unrivaled, the brand new 3-on-3 league started by WNBA legends Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. This isn't just some casual off-season side hustle. It's a direct and powerful message to the entire WNBA establishment. Players are fed up with the league's notoriously low pay, the grueling travel schedules, and the looming ominous threat of a 2026 lockout that could derail their careers. Unrivaled represents a revolution, a player-owned league promising better pay, more visibility, and total control. By joining Unrivaled, Lexie is not just securing her own financial future, she's planting a flag. It's a bold declaration that she has zero faith in the WNBA's current broken system. This move signals a seismic shift in player empowerment, where athletes are no longer willing to passively wait for a league to fix its problems. They are now actively creating their own solution. Lexie's decision to jump ship is a strategic masterstroke, giving her stability and leverage in an industry that has offered her very little of either. It's a calculated bet on herself and a clear indictment of the WNBA's failures. The most telling and heartbreaking part of her final interview was how she spoke about Caitlin Clark. You could hear the genuine respect and affection in her voice when she described how difficult it was to watch Caitlin battle through painful injuries. But you have to listen closely to what she didn't say. She never once said, "I'm staying to help her win a championship," or "we're going to build something special together." Instead, she praised Caitlin's ability to simply show up. It was a classy, respectful, yet distant way of putting a final period on their time together as teammates. She was essentially wishing her well from afar, making it painfully clear that their chapter was officially over. So why would a player known across the league for her fierce loyalty and unmatched competitiveness be the first one to abandon ship? It's certainly not because she's scared of the challenge. Lexie Hull runs toward challenges. She's leaving because she's mentally and emotionally exhausted. Exhausted from the constant disorganization, exhausted from the maddening instability, and most of all, exhausted from being treated as an invisible part of the team. When one player commands 99% of the media attention, it's only a matter of time before the other players start to feel like glorified props in someone else's show. It's not Caitlin's fault, but it's the harsh reality of a media machine that completely forgot a basketball team has more than one player on it. This move is a devastating and deeply personal blow for Caitlin Clark. In a locker room that was reportedly fractured and filled with tension between veterans and the new rookie superstar, Lexie was her person. She was her running mate, her practice partner, her on-court protector, and one of the few teammates who seemed to genuinely celebrate her monumental success without a hint of jealousy or resentment. Now entering her critical second year, Caitlin has lost that crucial emotional support system. The league already sees her as a massive target, and now she has to face that immense pressure without one of her only true allies by her side, leaving her more isolated and vulnerable than ever before. What the public didn't see was the silent war brewing inside the Fever's locker room. Sources have hinted at a deep divide between the established veterans and the new era ushered in by Caitlin Clark. Lexie Hull, with her team-first attitude and positive demeanor, was the unofficial peacekeeper, the bridge between the two factions. She was respected by everyone. With her gone, that bridge has been burned to the ground. There is no one left to mediate the tension, no one to calm the waters when egos flare up. Caitlin is now walking into a potential powder keg, a locker room where loyalties are divided and she may not know who she can truly trust. Lexie's stunning exit is a massive flashing red flag for the Indiana Fever's completely inept front office. It proves they are failing at the most basic and fundamental part of building a championship team, keeping the essential players who make your star better and your culture stronger. You can draft all the generational talent in the world, but you can't draft chemistry, you can't draft trust, and you can't draft loyalty. By letting a high-character, universally respected glue player like Hull walk away without a fight, management has shown the entire league that they have no idea how to build a winning culture. They are treating their roster like a collection of disposable parts, and it's a catastrophic mistake that could haunt them for years to come. Beyond the emotional and cultural fallout, Lexie's departure creates a tactical nightmare for Caitlin on the court. Hull was the team's best perimeter defender, the one who took on the toughest defensive assignments so Caitlin wouldn't have to. Who is going to do that now? Who will be the reliable outlet pass when Caitlin is getting double-teamed? Who will be the smart cutter who knows how to move without the ball to create space for her? Without Lexie, an even heavier burden falls directly onto Caitlin's shoulders, forcing her to expend more energy on defense and work even harder to create her own shots on offense. This dramatically increases the risk of burnout and injury for a player the franchise simply cannot afford to lose. The betrayal isn't just felt inside the locker room, it's a gut punch to the entire fan base. For the first time in years, Fever fans had a core to believe in. Caitlin, Lexie, and Aaliyah Boston. They were the future. Now that core has been shattered before it ever had a chance to reach its potential. Fans who bought tickets and merchandise, who invested their time and emotions into this new era, now feel let down by an organization that seems to be fumbling its golden opportunity. This move breeds distrust and risks alienating the very same audience that Caitlin Clark brought back to the sport. But in every crisis, there is an opportunity. With Lexie Hull officially gone, there is absolutely no one left for Caitlin to lean on for support. The safety net has been completely ripped away. Last season, she was the phenomenal rookie who could get away with emotional outbursts. This season, she has no choice but to be the unquestioned leader. This is the ultimate sink or swim moment. She either steps up and becomes the franchise-altering, culture-defining force everyone expects her to be, or she cracks under the immense weight of carrying an entire dysfunctional organization on her young shoulders. The fallout is already beginning, and a brutal narrative war is on the horizon. The second Lexie signs with another team, social media will explode with toxic takes. Nobody wants to play with Caitlin Clark. She's a bad teammate. It's an unfair but completely predictable attack that she will have to endure all season long. She will have to somehow manage a fractured locker room, build trust with new teammates from scratch, and prove through her actions, not her words, that she can lead a team to victory. This is the true test of her greatness, far beyond any scoring record or ratings number. Lexie Hull's departure sets a deeply dangerous precedent for the Fever and the entire league. It shows other players that if you're unhappy with a chaotic situation, you don't have to stick around and endure it. You can leave. You can find better opportunities elsewhere, whether it's with another WNBA team or in a new league like Unrivaled. If Indiana's management doesn't get its act together fast, this won't be the last key player to walk out the door. Lexie's exit could trigger a domino effect, turning the franchise from a promising rebuild into a revolving door of disgruntled talent. In the end, Lexie Hull leaving is so much more than just a single player's career decision. It is the first major, undeniable crack in the foundation of the much-hyped Caitlin Clark era. The Fever were handed a golden opportunity to build a powerhouse around a once-in-a-generation talent, but that grand vision is now at serious risk of becoming a sad one-player show on a perpetually losing team. This shocking move might be the catalyst that finally forces Caitlin Clark to become the leader she was always destined to be. Or it could be the tragic beginning of the end. So will Caitlin rise from the ashes of this broken team, or is this the first sign of a crumbling empire? Drop your take in the comments below.